If you like my dad's videos, please subscribe to QA Insights channel.
In this episode 11 of Performance Engineering series, today we are going to see how you can monitor your Java performance using GlowRoot. So what is GlowRoot? GlowRoot is an open source Java APM tool. It is very easy to get started and it will have only very low overhead in terms of resource utilization. To demonstrate the purpose of GlowRoot, we are going to make use of Jetty. It is an open source web server from Eclipse. And then we are going to attach the GlowRoot jar in the demo web server. And then we are going to make use of JMeter to load test the demo application. Since many of you asking about how we can find issues and bottlenecks in terms of Java web application, so this is the right tutorial for you. And make sure you have some coffee because it will take some time to learn this overall flow. Before we start the demo, let me go back to the Blackboard. The very first step is to run the Jetty app. So this Jetty app will come with a sample demo application which will be running in the port 8080. Then we are going to attach the GlowRoot jar using the Java agent, and then we are going to start the whole application. The third step is we are going to start our JMeter test plan. So we are going to attack this particular demo application locally. So this will create about 100 threads. So that is what I have configured, 100 threads. Once the load testing is started, we can see all the metrics in Glow UI. So here you will see all the JVM performance, your transaction, percentile, throughput, etc. Everything will be get published in the GlowRoot UI and in the port 4000. So this is what we are going to do in this demo. To download Jetty, just visit eclipse.org/Jetty, and here if you click on download, you can download the zip file. And if you go to GlowRoot, you can download the GlowRoot package, and just you can keep it in any folder path and make sure that folder path has the right access. That is one of the important requirement to run the GlowRoot. Now let me go back to the terminal. So this is the command you have to pass to start both GlowRoot and the Jetty distribution. So here we have to mention the Java agent, and you have to mention the complete path of your glowroot.jar, and you have to pass the start.jar. So this will not run actually. So I will tell you why. So here if you type ls in the Jetty distribution folder, you will have the demo-base. So you have to go inside this demo-base folder. Then you can start your Jetty jar. So now let me hit enter. So this will start the demo base, and also it will attach the GlowRoot. Okay, now the Jetty demo application is successfully started. Now let me open JMeter and I will show you the JMeter script. So here we have the request defaults. So we are hitting localhost 8080, and we have the cache manager, cookie manager, and random controller. So inside this random controller, I have configured the many URLs which will hit the demo application. So here we have a mix of get and post, and we have the constant timer of 300 milliseconds. Now just to validate, right click and click on validate, and in the view results tree you can see the output. So which means our demo application is working fine. We are not going to make use of the UI to start the test because we are going to inject more load. So we have to minimize this. We are going to run the test in the CLI mode. So in the JMeter, you have to make use of jmeter.bat, and we are going to mention the -n-t parameter, and you have to add the JMX file. And here I am passing the threads, which is the parameter, equals 500. So let me reduce it to 100 because 500 my system got hanged. So let me reduce the threads to 100. Let us begin the test. Now what will happen? The demo application will have the threads around 100 and it will start hitting up. Now let us wait for a couple of seconds. Now the test has been started. Here you can see the 145 hits per second. So that is the throughput, and active thread is 100. Now let me go to the browser and let us visit a localhost 4000 and hit refresh. So this is the GlowRoot UI. So this is the home page. At the top, you will have transactions, errors, JVM and reporting. So once you successfully started the GlowRoot, before you start monitoring, just make sure what settings you have configured for your GlowRoot. Just click on this settings at the top right and click on configuration. And here, if you want to change something, you can just change it. Similarly, gauges, JVM, alerts, if you want to configure some alerts, you can do that. UI defaults. So everything will be available in the configuration. And if you go to administration, here general administration settings you can configure. Now let us go to transactions. So by default, it will display by percentage of total time and by throughput. And these are the web transactions we are just sending to the demo application. And here you can see a response time, slow traces, queries, service calls, and a thread profile. At the top right, you can configure the time filter. Now let us go to response time. And if you click on this percentile, by default, it will display 50th percentile of response time, 95th and 99. So let us just edit this and let us have only the 95th percentile and click on apply. So now it will show you the 95th percentile of response time. So as you see, the overall 95th percentile is 6.7 milliseconds. Now let us launch the Visual VM. And here you can see there are two JMeter instances. So let me close this UI one, we don't need. Now we have the jmeter.jar and start.jar. So this start.jar is nothing but your Jetty server and Apache JMeter, which is running in the background. Our objective is to monitor the JVM performance of your application, not JMeter. JMeter is just a tool for us to inject the load. Now let us open the Jetty start.jar, and now you can see all your threads and monitor the CPU, heap memory, etc. Now let us go to the monitor, and here you can see the heap memory. And if you click on the overview, so this is the argument we have passed. If you click on Visual GC, here you can see the old generation Eden space and other typical stuffs about GC, you can see it here. Now if you go to the monitor, and on the right side, you can see the trend. So there are a lot of GCs happening after the accumulation of the objects. So this graph is kind of normal and our application is working fine. Now how we can monitor the performance if there is any issue? So that is where the GlowRoot comes into pictures. So GlowRoot will be very helpful to deep dive into your web transactions. Visual VM might not be able to show you your transactions, but if you go to GlowRoot and transactions here, for example, let us click on this slow traces. So here the slow traces, it is pointing there are 2 data points and which is clocking around 1 second. So let us see what's going on in this particular transaction. Just click on this dot. This will open up the URL. So test/dump/info and the duration is 1.1 seconds. Now if you click on this switch tree view, you can see the HTTP request and the count. And here you can see the profile information. And if you click on this particular entry, you can see the detailed entry of this particular thread. And if you just scroll down, you can see your so which class is causing issue, you can able to deep dive. And if you click on flame graph, you can also see the flame graph for the particular thread. So this also will be very helpful to understand what's going on in the particular request. Now let us go back to the GlowRoot, and here if you go to errors, you can see if any errors has occurred, for example 500 or 404, 401, but luckily we have not got any error. And if you click on JVM, here you will have all your JVM metrics. So here you will have the gauge, you will have the thread dump. So here you can export, you can refresh, and heap dump. If you want to take some heap dump, you can take the heap dump from the GlowRoot itself, and heap histogram. And if you want to force your garbage collection, you can do that. And MBean tree. So this one we'll see later. And system properties and the environment. So all the details you can monitor from GlowRoot itself. So now what we can do, let us understand the stop the world scenario. So if you go back to your Visual GC, so here we have around 450 MB got used. And what we can do is, let us stop the test and let us increase the number of threads. So I'm going back to the JMeter. I'm going to hit Ctrl C. So this will terminate the JMeter. Now we are going to pass, say 200 threads and hit enter. So now the load will be more and also the heap memory also will increase. Now let us go to Visual VM. So as you see here, after increasing number of threads, the live count of the thread also increased and it is started using the more heap space. So now if you go to your Visual GC, here you can see a lot of young generation, and also the old generation is not getting increased, which is good. So now what we can do, we can again go to the GlowRoot, and here also we can see the increase in the response time. So as you see here, started the 95th percentile was at 6 milliseconds. Now it is increased to around 20 milliseconds. Now again, let us go to JMeter and let us stop this. And let us put, we'll go with say 500. Now go to Visual VM and here you can see increase in number of threads. After a couple of minutes, you can see there is an increase in the heap size. The same behavior also you can see in the GlowRoot. So in the GlowRoot, if you go to JVM and if you click on this Gorgeous and if you just scroll down, you can enable the old gen or memory heap usage used, and here you can see the trend. So this is how you can use the GlowRoot to monitor your Java app performance. Now let us see how the system garbage collection increases the latency. So now what we can do is just go to the transactions tab here, and we are going to inject the garbage collection. So we are going to force the garbage collection, but in the ideal scenario, you should not do that. Only for demonstration purpose, I'm just showing you how forcefully doing the garbage collection will increase the response time of your application. Basically, it will create the stop the world scenario. And once the JVM stops processing, then you will have the increase in the latency. And now if you just filter out, say last 30 minutes, and here you can see there are around 4,500 slow traces. JMeter is injecting more load and it is identified a lot of slow traces in the code, and you can just filter out. Okay, now let us do the quick garbage collection. So for the garbage collection, to forcefully inject, you can use GlowRoot or you can use Visual VM. So let us use the Visual VM so that we can see the increase in the latency in the GlowRoot. So let me keep this in the right side, and let us click on percentile here. Okay, right now you can see 99th percentile is around 4.4 seconds. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform GC. So once the perform GC button is clicked, JVM will start collecting all the unused objects. At the time, your application will not process the requests. So then there will be a failure or increase in the response time. Now let us go back and let us just refresh here and see what's the current response time. Okay, now as you see here, after the garbage collection, the response time got increased. So starting from 4.5 seconds, and it got decreased a little bit, but after that there is a slight elevation in the response time, because during this time the application will not process any requests. You will also see some increase in the latency, and also if you go to the throughput also got decreased, and then later it got increased again. So this is the effect of your garbage collection. So whenever garbage collection happens, then there will be a fluctuations in your response time. So now let us do it again just to see the effect of garbage collection. Now let us forcefully do a GC from the GlowRoot application. Just go to JVM and click on Force GC and click on this Force GC button. Now the GC is done. Now let us go back to transactions. Let us filter by last 30 minutes. Okay, now you can see there is an increase in the latency. Let us go to percentile here. So as you see, there is an increase in the response time. So that is why whenever GC has happened, you will have the increase in the latency or fluctuation, and throughput also will reduce. This will affect the end user's performance. So this is the G1 GC. But if you are running your application in ZZZ or Shenandoah, then you will have a better performance. So which we are going to cover it later. But this is how you can use a GlowRoot to identify the potential bottlenecks for your web application. That's it guys from my side. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.
If you like my dad's videos, please subscribe to QA Insights channel.